Imagine trying your absolute hardest to just be totally quiet.
Right, like just trying to blend in perfectly.
Exactly. You want to be perfectly normal, not bothering a single soul around you. And instead, by total accident, you explode a giant mushroom into a massive swirling cloud of purple glitter.
I mean, that is a pretty spectacular way to make an entrance.
It totally is, even if it's completely by accident. And, well, that might sound like a crazy dream to you listening right now, but that is just a normal Tuesday for a little bug named Fizz.
Which really makes it the perfect place to start our journey today.
Yeah, so welcome to a very special deep dive designed just for you, our young listener. Today our mission is to explore this magical legend from our sources called the Firefly Phoenix.
It's such a great story.
It really is. Together, we are going to walk into a magical forest and discover how feeling a little bit different.
Or even feeling like you're entirely too weird to fit in.
Right. How feeling that way can actually turn out to be your greatest superpower.
Because it's really a story about that heavy feeling we all get sometimes, when we think we're just too different.
Yeah, that's so true.
And it flips that feeling completely upside down.
Yeah.
It shows us exactly why the world actually needs people who don't do things the normal way.
Absolutely. So to really understand what happens to Fizz, I want you to use your imagination and step into his world with us.
Close your eyes if you want to.
Yeah, close your eyes. Picture the deep, ancient woods of Sparklefern Forest. It's nighttime, but I promise it's not dark or scary at all.
Not even a little bit.
The air is warm, and it smells like sweet pine needles and fresh moss. And floating everywhere through the air are these tiny, beautiful fireflies.
They're twinkling in this absolute perfect rhythm.
Right, lighting up the enormous oak leaves and the twisting branches. It looks exactly like thousands of floating, soft, yellow stars drifting through a gentle breeze.
It's an incredibly peaceful place. Just a quiet, perfectly organized little community.
Every firefly knows their place.
Exactly. Every single one glows with the exact same soft yellow light, and they all do the exact same thing in the exact same way every single night.
But among all those thousands of perfectly synchronized yellow twinkling stars, there lived one very unusual little bug.
Our friend Fizz.
Yep, his name was Fizz. And Fizz was a firefly, sure, but he didn't glow with that soft, polite yellow light like all of his friends.
No, he did not. He had a very unique quirk.
He really did. So think about what happens when you get a tickle in your nose. You take a quick breath in, your eyes water a little, and you sneeze, right?
Normal sneeze, yeah.
Well, when Fizz got a tickle in his nose and sneezed, whoosh.
And we are not talking about a little spark here.
No.
We are talking about a magnificent, bright orange burst of actual heat and flame.
Whoosh, snap, crackle. Tiny, bright orange flames would sparkle and burst right out of his little wings.
I mean, imagine the other bugs.
Oh, they would freak out. They would drop whatever they were doing and gasp in absolute shock. They'd fly backward into the trees and yell like a firefly. No, a firefly.
It is completely jarring for the other bugs, for sure. But, I mean, think about how isolating that is for Fizz.
Oh, totally.
It's incredibly frustrating when your natural reaction, something you absolutely cannot control, like a sneeze or a hiccup, cause this huge scene.
Right, because it's just his body doing what it does.
Exactly. Every time he just acts like himself, everyone around him panics and looks at him like he's dangerous.
I want you to imagine what that would be like for a second. What if every time you sneezed, you shot bright orange flames into the air?
I mean, at first you might think, wow, that is basically a superpower.
Yeah, that sounds super cool. But if your friends and your family got scared every single time you did it...
And if they constantly backed away from you.
Right. It would start to feel pretty lonely. Fizz felt terrible about his sneezing. There's this one moment in the source text where Fizz is sitting all alone on a damp leaf, looking at his little orange glowing wings.
Yeah, that part is so sad.
He lets out this big, heavy sigh and whispers, "I just want to fit in without accidentally roasting marshmallows."
It's funny, but underneath the joke about roasting marshmallows, there's a very deep, very real emotion happening there.
For sure.
Fizz just wants to belong. He wants to be part of the group without feeling like he is a constant disruption to everyone else's quiet lives.
And because he so desperately wants to prove that he can be normal and belong, he sets his sights on the biggest, most important event of the entire year.
The Moonlight Glow Festival.
Yes, the Moonlight Glow Festival.
Which is really the beating heart of their community. It's this massive celebration where every single firefly in Sparklefern Forest gathers in the main clearing.
to make those beautiful synchronized blinking patterns.
Right, they create massive waves of light that ripple through the trees. It's their way of celebrating who they are as a family.
Just picture waves of soft yellow light blinking on and off in the dark, moving to a silent rhythm.
And Fizz wants to be part of that beautiful pattern so badly.
He really does. So he practices holding his breath. He practices thinking calm thoughts. He joins the crowd of fireflies right in the middle of the festival practice.
But we have to remember his fiery quirk.
Right. Every time Fizz simply tries to push out a little bit of light to blink like the others, whoa.
It's completely chaotic.
Okay.
His energy is just too big for a soft little blink.
It is total chaos. The story describes it so vividly. He squeezes his eyes shut, tries to make a tiny yellow blink, and whoof, a burst of heat shoots out.
The green leaves on the oak tree actually start to smoke and sizzle.
Yeah. He apologizes, moves to another branch, tries again, and pop, pop, pop.
The acorns on the branch get so hot they pop open like popcorn.
And then the absolute most incredible accident of all happens. He gets flustered, flies down near the roots to hide his light, tries to blink near a giant spotted mushroom, and the mushroom explodes.
The total magnificent disaster.
I want you to clearly picture an exploding glitter mushroom. Imagine a giant firework going off right on the forest floor, making a loud thwomp sound.
And instead of just light, millions of tiny, shiny purple and silver specks of glitter go raining down.
They cover the green moss, they coat the tree bark, they sprinkle all over the other fireflies,
turning their perfectly organized yellow glow into a sparkly, chaotic mess.
It paints an amazing picture in our heads, and, it's really fun for us to imagine. But the reaction from the leaders of the forest is incredibly serious.
It really is. The glow captain, who is the firefly in charge of organizing the whole festival, flies down through the falling glitter.
He looks at the smoking leaves, the popped acorns, and the glitter-covered bugs.
And he just shakes his head slowly at Fizz.
Hmm.
He says, "Fizz, you are too fiery for the festival. You need to leave."
Oh, man. That is absolutely devastating. The source mentions that Fizz's little wings literally drooped down toward the ground.
He slouched over, feeling totally defeated.
And honestly, it makes me wonder, how do you handle that? How do you bounce back when someone in charge, someone you really respect, looks right at you and tells you that your very nature is just too much for everyone else?
It's one of the hardest things anyone can go through. When the glow captain tells Fizz he is too fiery, he's not just saying Fizz made a mistake.
No, it's much bigger than that.
Right. He is basically telling Fizz that his natural energy, the core of who he is wrong.
Wow.
And those drooping wings, that is the physical manifestation of exclusion. It's that heavy, sinking feeling in your chest when you realize you're the only one not invited to play the game.
Or when you just feel like a burden to your friends.
Exactly. When we're told our natural personality is too loud or too big or too weird, our first instinct is almost always to hide away.
We droop.
We droop. We try to make ourselves as small as possible so we don't bother anyone.
Which is exactly what Fizz does. He doesn't argue. He doesn't cry out loud. Feeling that terrible heavy sinking in his chest, he turns away from the bright, happy festival clearing.
He flies deep, deep into the dark, silent parts of the woods.
Far away from anyone else. He just wants to find a dark corner where his accidental fire sneezes and his glitter explosions will never bother another bug again.
But hiding deep in the woods leads him to something completely unexpected.
It really does.
Because taking a step away from a crowd that doesn't understand you can sometimes lead you right to the mentor you actually need.
Oh, I love that. So deep in the quietest, most shadowy part of the forest, the trees open up a tiny bit. And right in the middle of a beam of moonlight, Fizz spots a crystal branch.
It's shimmering and clear.
Completely smooth like an icicle, but it isn't cold. And perched gracefully on top of this crystal branch is an ancient glowing bird.
It's massive compared to Fizz.
Huge. The legend describes this bird with the most incredible details. It has fiery, glowing feathers that ripple and shift like they're made of actual living flames.
And big, glowing golden eyes.
Yes, eyes that look incredibly gentle, but, very, very wise.
Fizz is obviously intimidated. I mean, he's a tiny bug looking at a bird made of fire.
Right. He nervously flutters his wings and whispers to ask who the bird is and why it's hiding in the dark.
And the bird slowly spreads its massive, fiery wings, lighting up the entire clearing.
And it says, with this deep, echoing voice, "I am the phoenix of Sparklefern, and little one, your fire is not a mistake."
That sentence changes everything. Your fire is not a mistake.
It gives me goosebumps.
The Phoenix takes Fizz's entire problem and flips it completely around. Up until this very second, Fizz believed he was broken.
He believed he was a dangerous mistake who just ruined things.
But the Phoenix introduces him to a brand new concept.
But wait, I have to push back on the Phoenix here for a second. The bird says, your fire is not a mistake. But how can that possibly be true?
What do you mean?
Well, we just talked about how Fizz blasted a mushroom into a million pieces and literally set a tree on fire. Fire destroys things. How is that not a mistake?
Ah, right. It's because of the dual nature of fire.
The dual nature.
Yes. The Phoenix explains to Fizz that fire is powerful, and yeah, if it's wild and out of control, it can absolutely destroy things. It can burn leaves and pop acorns.
Okay, right.
But destruction is only half of the story. Fire is also the only thing that can bring deep warmth to a freezing night.
Oh, that's true.
It's the only thing that can bring bright, guiding light into pitch blackness. And in nature, fire actually clears away dead brush so that new seeds can finally grow.
Oh, wow. So it's not all bad.
Exactly. The Phoenix is teaching Fizz that his big fiery energy isn't bad. It just needs to be understood, respected, and focused.
Ah, I see. So the goal isn't to somehow swoop all the fire out of him so he can be a normal yellow firefly. The goal is to learn how to guide his unique orange fire.
Precisely. The Phoenix doesn't tell Fizz to stop glowing or to hide his sparks. The Phoenix teaches him how to harness it.
And the Phoenix gives Fizz 3 specific steps to help him control that massive fiery energy inside him.
3 very important steps.
You know, sometimes I feel like I have big fiery feelings that are going to burst out of me too when I get really frustrated because something isn't working or I get so excited I can't sit still.
You feel exactly like that exploding glitter mushroom.
Yes, exactly like that. So, let's learn the Phoenix's secret. Let's practice these 3 steps together right now.
I think we should. So the very first step the Phoenix teaches Fizz is to use slow, deep breathing to steady his inner spark.
Slow breathing, okay?
Think of it like a hot coal from a campfire. If you blow on it too hard and too fast, sparks fly everywhere uncontrollably.
Right.
But if you blow on it with a slow, gentle, steady breath, it just glows with a beautiful, warm, safe heat.
Okay, let's try it. Wherever you are right now listening to this, I want you to imagine that tiny warm coal in your tummy. We're going to take a slow, deep breath in through your nose to feed it. Ready?
Nice and slow.
Breathe in the quiet night air. 1, 2, 3. And now blow it out slowly through your mouth, nice and steady. 1, 2, 3.
That's perfect.
Let's do that one more time, just like Fizz did on the crystal branch. Breathe in the calm. 1, 2, 3. And blow out all that worried panic. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Now, the second step is physical calmness. For Fizz, that meant gentle wing flaps.
So if you're listening, pretend you have little firefly wings on your back. Instead of flapping them super fast and crazy because you're stressed, I want you to just gently roll your shoulders.
Soft, slow, gentle movements.
Roll them back, nice and easy. You are in control of your body.
And the final step is finding a calm focus.
So keeping your slow breathing and your gentle, relaxed shoulders, just focus your mind on one single happy thought.
Picture that warm, golden light inside your tummy.
Not too hot, just glowing softly and safely. That is exactly what Fizz did. He sat on that crystal branch with the ancient fiery bird, breathing slowly, moving gently, and finding his calm focus.
He realized he wasn't a monster. He was just powerful.
And it is incredibly lucky that he learned those skills when he did, because while Fizz was deep in the woods learning the truth about his fire, things back at the Moonlight Glow Festival were taking a terrifying turn.
Oh, they definitely were.
Armed with his new calm focus and knowing deep in his heart that his fire isn't a flaw, Fizz is about to get his ultimate test. Let's go back to the festival clearing. It's later that night.
All the regular yellow fireflies are lined up.
Right, they're trying to make their beautiful synchronized blinking patterns. The glow captain is waving his arms, keeping the rhythm. But suddenly, the air gets freezing cold. A thick, heavy, gray fog rolls into the forest.
And this isn't just a light, misty evening.
No.
This is a dense, wet, smothering fog that drops down from the mountains and completely swallows up the trees.
It is so thick it feels like a heavy gray blanket. And instantly it blocks every single regular firefly's light. The beautiful yellow twinkling completely vanishes.
The forest goes pitch black.
Everyone starts to panic. They're flying into each other, crashing into leaves, crying out, "We can't see, we can't see."
Totally lost in their own home.
Yeah, wait a second. I need to understand the science of this. If there are thousands of fireflies, and they're literally made of light, why can't they just shine through the fog? If they all glow at once, shouldn't that be enough?
It seems like it should, for sure, but it comes down to the difference between the kind of light they make and what fog actually is.
Okay, tell me more.
Fog is made of millions and millions of tiny, freezing cold water droplets floating in the air. Think of them like millions of microscopic mirrors.
Tiny mirrors, got it.
Right. Now, the regular fireflies use something called bioluminescence. It's a cool, soft light, sort of like a glow stick.
Oh, like the ones you crack at a party.
Exactly. So when they shine their soft glow sticks into the fog, the light just bounces off all those tiny water mirrors and scatters everywhere. It doesn't cut through at all. It just gets trapped in the gray cloud.
Ah. So millions of soft glow sticks are totally useless against a massive wall of tiny mirrors.
Exactly. To get rid of the fog, they didn't need a soft, polite blink. They needed thermal energy.
Heat.
Yes, they needed intense heat to evaporate those tiny water mirrors, to literally melt the fog away. They needed exactly what Fizz had.
They needed the very thing the glow captain said was too fiery and too much just a few hours earlier.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
The environment completely changed. And suddenly, what they thought was a terrible flaw became the only possible cure.
So out of the dark, shadowy trees, a tiny figure steps forward. Fizz flies to the center of the clearing. He's nervous. His little legs are shaking.
But he steps up anyway.
He does. He looks at the panicking crowd of his friends and family and he says, "I think I can help." And here's the big moment. He doesn't panic. He doesn't just sneeze and accidentally explode a mushroom.
He uses his phoenix training.
Yes, he remembers the hot coal. He remembers the 3 steps. He closes his eyes. He takes a deep, slow breath in 1, 2, 3.
He gently flutters his little wings.
Perfectly in control. He finds his calm focus, picturing that safe, warm glow. His body starts to hum, the orange light builds up, but this time it's not too hot.
It's not too wild or destructive.
Right, it's perfectly focused, and then whoosh!
A controlled release of massive energy.
It is magnificent. A giant wave of warm, golden light fills the entire forest. It pushes back the dark. The heat radiates outward.
It feels like a beautiful, glowing, golden sunrise breaking right in the middle of the freezing night.
The heat hits the fog, and all those millions of tiny water droplets just evaporate. They melt away into nothing.
The air clears instantly.
And suddenly the whole forest is bathed in a safe, warm, golden glow, and everyone can see again.
Think about the contrast there. Just hours ago, his uncontrollable fire was a hazard. But with understanding and focus, he purposefully saved the entire festival.
The silence of the forest is broken as the whole crowd erupts. The entire forest cheers. All the fireflies who were afraid of him, who backed away when he sneezed, are now clapping their wings and celebrating his amazing, warm, golden light.
Because Fizz saved them, the community finally gets it. They see his value.
They really do.
They realize his fire was never something to be afraid of. It was just a different kind of tool, something they hadn't needed until the fog rolled in.
And this leads to my absolute favorite part of the whole legend. The glow captain, the strict leader who told Fizz he was too fiery, who made him droop his wings in shame, flies over to Fizz.
A big moment for the captain.
The captain lands next to him, looks around at the clear, warm forest, and does something really important. He apologizes.
It is an incredibly powerful moment in the source. The glow captain smiles gently and says, "Fizz, you weren't too different. You were exactly what we needed."
You were exactly what we needed. If you have ever felt like you didn't fit in, hearing someone say that is like magic.
It's the ultimate truth of the story. Sometimes the thing that makes you feel weird or the thing that makes you stand out from the crowd and feel awkward is the exact thing the world is going to desperately need one day.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about it. If Fizz had somehow found a way to magically scoop out his fire, if he had successfully changed himself to become just a normal yellow firefly, the whole forest would have stayed lost in the freezing dark fog.
His difference was the only thing that could save them.
Exactly.
I love that so much. And because of his bravery and his beautiful, controlled golden light, Fizz doesn't just fit in anymore. He gets a brand new title.
A well-deserved one.
From that night on, he isn't just known as the weird bug who sneezes flames and ruins mushrooms. He becomes known to everyone as the Firefly Phoenix.
The brightest, warmest little hero in all of Sparklefern Forest.
A title he earned by learning to understand and control his own unique power, rather than trying to shrink himself to make other people comfortable.
That's the real lesson here.
So as we pack up and step out of Sparklefern Forest today, I want to leave you with one final, very important question to think about. We saw how Fizz's accidental fiery sneezes, the very thing he thought was a terrible problem, turned out to be his ultimate superpower.
Right.
So what is something that makes you completely different from everyone else? Maybe you laugh really loud, or you ask a million questions about how things work, or you love building strange giant things out of cardboard boxes instead of playing normal games.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is, how might that special, unique spark be exactly what your friends or your family need tomorrow?
It's a wonderful thing to think about because just like the ancient bird said, your unique spark is never a mistake.
Exactly. Thank you so much for joining us on this magical deep dive into Sparklefern Forest. Remember, Fizz, remember to take those slow, deep breaths when you feel like exploding, and always, always keep shining brightly.